Hello, guys. This is Avcoor, and I want to talk about the new hero that we have. There's two new heroes, but we're going to talk about the dark one because that's the one everybody's talking about. I still don't know what this is saying because I can't ascend her. Don't know, don't care. But let's talk about this hero because she is kind of bonkers. But I am not summoning for her, and there's a couple of reasons for that, and I'll explain that at the end of the video. So, Victoria, she is meta.
Wedding. He'll be the devil's funeral.
Yeah. Um, she is really meta, actually. Let's start with her stats because that's always a good place to start. You'll notice that her speed is 105, which is really good. Her defense is like solid, and her HP is average. Her attack is really good, and we'll like compare her to other high damage attackers like 160, 155, 149. Let's go to 146. And where is Elementalist? 149. So when you look at her attack, it's really good. Only surpassed by Chaos Heroes.
Devil's funeral.
So I might consider getting a couple of her, but it is so hard to beat heroes in this game, and we'll go into that later. So her attack stat is where it's at because you want a DPS to kind of scale between 149k and 160k. That's kind of where you're looking at. So her attack stat is where it's at. It's where it's supposed to be. Her speed is where it's supposed to be. 105 is really good because when you compare her speed to other heroes like 109, 109, another fast hero, 105. She's where she's supposed to be as far as offensive stats go. Because when you look at offense, you look at speed and attacking. The rest is kind of like whatever.
Devil's funeral.
So her stats are where it's at because she has what she needs. So let's go into her skills. Victoria's hatred of the dark has received a response, adding soul stealing to the mid back row enemy with the most negative effects. This most negative effect is so important because she combos well with Succubus. I think that's one of her ideal partners. Even Anubis is really good. She strives more in a dark team. And another plus and minus of this character is if you have a dark team, she's great. Most light heroes do stun, so it's one hitter quitter. Like Valkyrie does stun and pretty much nothing else. Elementalist does stun and pretty much nothing else until you unlock her bonds. Uh, Same with Monkey King, just stun. So like the characters that really do negative status effects, they are in the dark category. So that's pretty important, and you need to consider that when building this character. Yeah, if you don't have a dark centric team, she's not going to be as effective. But the damage is 360% of her attack. Each stack of negative effect increases her attack by 20% up to 180% of her attack, which is really good. And this next part is the sweet spot. Inflicts 50% splash damage to other enemies in mid and back row. Splash damage is the second tick of damage, does not include damage increased from negative effects, does not trigger counterattacks. Does not trigger counterattacks is really good. Does not add rage to the enemy, which is really good. And cannot trigger attack effect by the attacker. This is a really good this is a really good attack because it's single target and then it's got AoE effects. Really, there's really good stuff here. It gets even better though. Aside from common attack, Victoria's life steals the enemy with the most number of negative effects in the back row, which is extra damage on top of her basic attack, which is really good. And it deals true damage and recovers HP equal to 50% of damage dealt with a 100% chance of adding magic seal. All negative effects cannot be purged. This is why she's so good in a dark-based team. Not only does she add extra attack, it's kind of like why When I make the next tier list, Celestial Spirit is going to be a little bit lower because of this character. Because she's doing a little bit of what she's doing, and she has the added bonus of being true damage, getting past the defense stat. And she has self sustain for herself, not for her party. And she has Magic Seal, which is good for Succubus, good for Anubis, good for all those guys. And Dark with light adding status effects. So pretty good stuff there. Of course, she has the self buff, 80% attack, 40% HP, which is what you're looking for DPS. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. Raging Fire of Despair. These names, man, they're kind of corny to me, but this is really good. So let's keep going on. Let me use this power that you have given me to destroy you. This is really corny stuff. This game's really corny. Um, Victoria expresses her rage at the devil and gains 10% damage increase. This is important for her whole kit. It kind of like ties everything together in a nice little bow. But we got some extra stuff going on here. Stuff that is good for dark teams. Rage skill and basic attacks will random add either curse or decay. Decay is super good because it stacks with aging, which makes Undead Lord a lot better as a tank in a dark team. Curse is always good because dark teams rely on curse in order to increase their damage. Like Blade of Shadow and Raging Dragoon, they need curse in order to get the added effects of their attacks. So for her to do that is really great. Damage mitigation is always great. Real solid character. I'll go into those aspects later. Her potential limits are really good. This is kind of like stupid, but she's a newer character, so she would benefit from this. Potential level 10, Demon Hunter. Enhanced effect. Regeneration effect is increased to 100% of damage inflicted. Amazing. It gives her a lot of sustain. Like the newer character, Glow Dragon doesn't have any sustain. He is so frail. This is why I had an earlier video and I talked about this, that dark heroes tend to be better than light heroes over the long term, and she is an increasing sign of that. Um, Light gets a really good assassin that's coming out, but Dark gets a really awesome healer that's gonna really shake the meta. And my prediction so far, as with the schedule, he's coming right after her, so I'm not really going to invest resources into this character because I'm going to save all my diamonds for him because I think he's going to replace Lord of Time as like top tier healer in the two healer comp, and I just built my panda to 12 stars, so it's better for me as far as my team comp in order to wait for him. She's a good DPS, but let's keep going. Soul Stealing new effect. Add magic seal effect to the unit with the most negative effects and increasing the splittering damage of the negative effects up to 120% of self attack. This is amazing. This allows her to give extreme offensive pressure to your opponent. In this game, you do not control your character, so it's the AI versus the AI based on how you spec your team. This adds a new layer to your offenses. So when you put a status effect on somebody, this guarantees that some of those status effects will stay on to the duration of battle, and that can turn the tide. Because burn damage is actually really good on this game because like most of the time until later in this game's lifespan, you really can't one shot opponents. You really can't just straight up kill them. It's with a combination of heroes that you actually get rid of a unit. So this actually helps in doing that. And of course, Soul Sacrifice increases damage by 10%. A nice little round off because you get a 20% damage increase if you go through all her potentials. And that's extremely hard because in order to get her potential that high, you're going to need more copies. So it is a possibility, but in real in all realistic sense, most people don't have the money to take her that far. And if you're going to take a unit that far, it to me, to me, it should be the next dark healer that's coming. If you're gonna pour your resources into this game, I highly advise that you might consider skipping her because the dark healer is that good. This dude is freaking nuts. And I'm not taking away from this character because she is an excellent DPS. She is meta. But this game is so bad with meta shifts where they just keep pumping out new and more, how can I say, not better characters, but characters that are congruent with other characters that allow certain team comps to advance beyond others. Right now, we're in like the two tank panda strategy, where you put panda and you have either Grail or um, Lunar Shadow. One comp is good, and you have Super Twins and Lord of Time are another healer, or you have another comp where you have a very offensive comp where you have Morian or Blazing Dragoon, and you have um, Elementalist, Valkyrie. Valkyrie does a little bit of light tanking, but she goes first. She stuns the party, and you slowly wear the opponent down. Or you just have that Morian AOE roundup where you have him, her, Anubis, and Valkyrie are Elementalist, and you just blow away their team. And she can fit into the latter comps because of her offensive presence. But like I said, my prediction is we're getting the Dark Healer that's coming, and he is going to rock the meta in ways that you cannot even imagine. This dude is so busted, and it behooves me to save my resources for him because I am not rich. This character is good, but let's go to her wish summoning. Okay, I'm I was summoning for Underworld Strider, but I'm really just trying to get my summons down. I'm gonna hit like at least 40 or 20. Hopefully not summoning him so that I can actually get the new hero that comes out. And once I get get that low, if the new like intermediate section has super twins on it, I'll summon. And if it doesn't have super twins on it, I will not summon. I will not summon. I just won't. And I already have Elementalist at 12 stars, so I'm not worried about that. We'll talk about the this hero on another video. But for the most part, there's no reason for me to really summon on this. It's just to get my summons down to the point where on the first day when he drops, I'll be able to hit a 20 summon and pull him. That's my goal, to get him on the 20 summon, and then I'll have more days in order to farm him. So that's my plan. I mean, she's not bad. It's just that she herself is a precursor to another stronger dark hero that's gonna tie up the dark faction in an amazing way. Like if I did summon and get Underworld Strider, it wouldn't be bad because this character is so strong. He actually makes Underworld Strider a lot more viable. So if I put resources into him, it'd be all right. But I think his best ally is Super Twins, and that's why I want her at 12 star. But by all means, if you have the composition for her, you can invest in her because a full dark team is where she thrives in. And it's kind of sad that these two characters came at the same time because if there was more space between them, if we had a predictive schedule for Heroes of Time, then I would stretch my resources, and I would like to get both of them. But I I'm almost 100% sure that we're getting the Dark Healer next. So, anyways, Guys, if you like my content, the like, share, subscribe button. I'll get back to you. Have a great one.